Good day, brothers and sisters. This is your host, Job Maraga from Marang Spiritual Ministries. Brothers and sisters, today I want to start off by scripture reading, and there is context to what I'm reading, brothers and sisters, because this relates to one of the clear and vivid visions that I had in the past about this particular scripture that I'm going to read. It just happened, brothers and sisters, that the revelation became much more clearer during the course of this week, and I reached that aha moment where I knew finally this is the explanation. Finally, this is what I've been seeking the face of the Lord for, because I saw the visions I saw, but I didn't understand in totality what the visions meant. Let me first read the scripture. It's not a long scripture, and then I will then explain what I saw and also try to expatiate further on that. So I will read, brothers and sisters, I will read from the book of Revelation, chapter 13, and I'm only going to read just one verse. I am going to read just one verse. I am going to read verse 14. I literally need half of verse 14 just to contextualize it and make it much clearer. I will read from the beginning of verse 14, and it reads as follows, brothers and sisters. And it deceived all the people living on the earth by means of the miracles which it was allowed to perform in the presence of the first beast. Now, this is the part that I'm really looking forward to. The beast told them to build an image. The beast told them to build an image in honor of the beast that has been wounded by the sword and yet lived. So, brothers and sisters, I think you will recall that in one of the videos, because there's been many that I've recorded about the Antichrist and the end times, I know that people probably look at what we have recorded or what we are saying, and they believe that we're losing our minds because whatever that is written in the book of Revelation and of course the book of Daniel, they don't see it. They don't see it manifesting or materializing at all in the natural. So they are correct. I don't know. I'm not going to argue with anybody, but I'm here not to argue, but to tell you what has been revealed to me so far, so that those who've got eyes to see can see, those who've got ears to hear can hear, and then those who are blessed with the spirit of discernment, they can discern these things and decide whether that part of the Bible is not the truth, the other parts of the Bible are the truth. I don't know, brothers and sisters. It's really up to you. But I want to share the vision that I saw, or that I had earlier on, at the very beginning, let me put it like that, of the introduction of the Antichrist to me, because I didn't know who he was when I saw the image. I was still confused, and it took almost seven visions for me to figure out that I cannot be wrong. This is the same man over and over again. So, brothers and sisters, on this day, I was not an observer, I was a participant. I always say that we have to be very careful of who we are, observers or participants, in a dream or in a vision or in a trance. On this day, brothers and sisters, I was a participant. I saw myself in an area that is outside of where I live. In other words, I was in the bush. I was not in Gauteng, in any suburb. I was right in the middle of the bush. And it did not look like the bush that I saw. It is not the local bush, the ones that I see around my country wherever I go. So I know that definitely somewhere in Europe, but I was in in a bush. I saw the dragon. I looked up and I saw the dragon floating on his back. He was facing upwards, but he was floating on his back. And I looked, and he was floating towards something that I could not see at that particular time. And as he floated, there was an image that came out of the belly of the earth. It was a bluish image. It came out, and I could only see half of the body. The image just protruded up to the waistline. So I saw that, and at that time I was confused because I wasn't sure who it was. But anyway, as I looked at this image, I found myself on my knees. I was on my knees, and I was literally doing what the scripture is saying, that we must not obey, we must not kneel down to the image of the beast. And brothers and sisters, also in one of the videos, I recorded that I saw the beast or the Antichrist in a grave. I saw him in a grave, and I also said that we were deceived because as soon as the mourners left, I would believe that my spirit walked towards the grave, and I looked inside the grave, and I saw him wearing a black suit with a black tie. And he turned and he looked at me and he winked his eye, meaning that I have deceived all of these people. They thought that I was dead. I am not dead. Now, brothers and sisters, when I read that scripture, because I finally understood it, it correlates nicely with what I'm explaining now, that the beast is going to be hurt by a sword. So probably it won't be a sword like they used to. Maybe it will be a gun or maybe a bomb, whatever it is. A beast will be hurt, and then everybody would think and believe that the beast is dead, whereas the beast is not dead. I saw him, brothers and sisters, inside that grave. The point that I'm driving home is that there is going to be some level of deception. I know that he will die, but would he? Would he be dead, really dead? And why are we then forced, or why would the devil or the second beast convince us to honor the image of the first beast? Meaning that it will be a question of, this was a great man, he reached out to nations, many nations loved him, he did what he was supposed to do, let's honor him. And then that is how the image will emerge, and then we will honor this image. I know very well, brothers and sisters, what image it is, and I am just waiting for the right reason or where the image will be embedded, because it is clear. It is clear that that is where this whole thing is going. At the right time, I will be able to say, at the very least, where I believe the image will be placed. So of us Christians who are not discerning will be convinced or deceived to obey or to kneel down to this particular image. So brothers and sisters, that is what I saw. And as I was on my knees, I was about to obey or to worship the image. I saw some bugs. They came crawling from far and wide. And as I was kneeling down, my hands were on the ground. They started climbing on my hands. And that is how I stood up. And when I stood up, I saw many Christians running towards the bushes. And I believe that it is, for some reason, it will be the caves where people will be running to, because There will be no other option for them, either that or to take the mark of the beast. So yes, brothers and sisters, that's the final image in as far as the image that I have seen. And it makes sense because I see the gentleman, I see the man each and every day, and he's consistent, and I can see where he's going. Brothers and sisters, believe it, believe it. I know that many people think that what we are saying is the impossible. It is not, brothers and sisters. Jesus is coming back, and the Antichrist is here. He is in office, and very soon he will die, or we will be told that he is dead, and we will be pushed into obeying the image of the Antichrist. And as I said, I know where that image is going to be embedded. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Until we see each other in the next video, in that somber mood, Job Moraga from Maran Spiritual Ministries. Goodbye.